Makwevo prepares 2 types of sausages, Hungarian and beef, daily for sale. So there are 2 types of sausages. There is Hungarian and beef sausage. And those sausages are prepared daily, okay? Which simply means every day. She prepares at least 40 Hungarian sausage, or should I say at least 40 Hungarian and at least 10 beef sausages. So there is a word which has been mentioned here, and it's one of the commonly used words in this topic. They are saying at least. So this word at least simply means greater or equal to. That's at least, greater or equal to. So there are 2 things that we're talking about. There's Hungarian, we use H, and there is a beef sausage. Okay, so remember Hungarian and beef. And the statement continues, she prepares not more than 160 sausages altogether. She prepares not more than 160 sausages altogether. Not more than is the opposite of at least. If they say not more than, not more than. So this is the opposite of at least. The sign will be less or equal to. That's not more than. Okay? And if they say altogether, or together, altogether, this simply means plus. So whatever you're talking about, add them. There is Hungarian plus beef, that's altogether. So when we say plus, it's altogether. The statement continues, the number of beef sausages prepared are not more than the number of Hungarian sausages. So not more than, we know that it's less or equal to. So for question A, they are saying, given that X represents the number of Hungarian sausages. So X represents the number of Hungarian sausages, and Y the number of beef sausages. So Y for beef, it's Y. So you can see Hungarian, it's X, beef is Y. Write 4 inequalities which represent these conditions. So look at this. I'm going back again. For the first question, they said, she prepares at least 40 Hungarian. So at least 40. Hungarian, we know that it's represented using letter X. So at least will be greater or equal to 40. So that's what is all about, at least. And at least 10 beef sausages. So beef sausage is Y, at least is greater or equal to 10. Okay? She prepares not more than 160 sausages altogether. So we know that we're dealing with Hungarian and beef. So not more than, we know that it's less or equal to, and altogether it's plus 160. The other one here, they are saying the number of beef sausages prepared are not more than the number of Hungarian sausages. So beef sausage, we are using letter Y. Not more than, it's less or equal to X, which is Hungarian sausages. Okay, so all what you need to do here, come on top here. After identifying the inequalities, you come on top, right over here. Don't forget to write your name and exam number. So you just indicate, mostly I like putting this. This is question 11. And remember to use a pencil. Question 11. A, they needed the 4 inequalities. So you can say 1, that is x is greater or equal to 40. 2, y is greater or equal to 10. 3, x plus y is less or equal to 100. 4, y is less or equal to x. So that's number 4. Okay? So once you do that, you now go to the next question. And the next question here, they are saying, using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 20 sausages on both axes, draw the x and y axis for 0 is less or equal to x, less or equal to 160, and 0 is less or equal to y, less or equal to 160, respectively, and shade the unwanted region to show clearly the region where the solution of the inequalities lie. So they're saying 2 centimeters, and each box from here to here it's 2 centimeters, here to here it's 2 centimeters. Or should I just say these bigger lines, they are 2 centimeters apart? Okay? So now, the encouragement that I can give you is try to go right here. You come here. Can you see the graph paper? This is a graph paper. You come here. You put your 0 right over here. This is a 0. It's where it's starting from. And then they said 20 centimeters, okay, or 2 centimeters to represent 20 sausages, meaning you'll be moving in 20s. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, and 160. So that's our x-axis. You even get your ruler. You do it very nice. Remember, it's the pencil you're supposed to be using here. At this point, you need to use a pencil. So this is our x-axis. So indicate x-axis. For the y-axis, you do the same. So this is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160. Okay? So that's it for the y-axis. You do the same also this side. Your line must be neat. Okay? So this is our y-axis. So you can see our Cartesian plane, the x-axis and the y-axis. We can now start graphing this. The first one, this is x is greater or equal to 40. So what letter has been mentioned here? It's x. You go to where 40 is on the x-axis. So this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and 40 is right here on the x-axis. So you can now do this. Draw the line passing through 40 on the x-axis. Okay? So we now do the shading. So greater, now look at this, greater, when you look at this line, greater side is this side, less side is this side right here. So we're going to shade the opposite, which is the less. Because we've got the greater, so we shade the less. This is the less we are shading right over here. Okay? So this is the less which needs to be shaded. Okay? So we now indicate that this is x is greater or equal to 40. So you always shade the opposite. Don't shade the greater side. This is the greater side. Shade the less side, which is the opposite. The next one is y is greater or equal to 10. you go to the y-axis and then check where 10 is. So this is 20. Automatically, 10 must be in between here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's here. Okay? Okay, in other words, if you don't know, if you're not pretty sure what each small line means, get this line or this number right here, which is a 20 divided by 2. So you understand that each line here is a 2. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. So 10 is right over here. You can do the drawing. So put your ruler nice and follow it. Okay, so we are shading the opposite. This is the opposite, which is being shaded. We know that this is y is greater or equal to 10. But when shading, we shade the opposite of greater. On this y-axis, the top part here is greater. The bottom part is less. And that's what we're going to shade. The next thing here, when you see a letter just like this, x plus y, just follow. Here they said it's greater, it's less or equal to 160. So you just go to where 160 is on the y-axis and also on the x-axis. You join those two. Okay, so you join them, and we know that this is less, so less must be bottom here. We shade the greater, which is the top of that line. Okay, so we're remaining with one more. One more here is this one. Y is less or equal to x. Y is less or equal to x. So here, you can pick any of the numbers. So you do this. So I want to know where it's passing. Y is less or equal to x. I'll pick any of the numbers here on the x-axis. This is 40. I'll pick 40 and 60, or I'll pick 20. So let's say x is equal to 20. Okay, x is equal to 20. I've picked a number here. I'll put it in this formula, in the inequality. So when x is equal to 20, what would be y? So y will also be equal to 20. When you put 20 here, y will be equal to 20. So it will pass at 20, 20. What if I pick 60? When x is 60, you get this 60, put it where x is here, y will also be 60. So it's passing at 20, 20, which is here, at 60, 60, which is right over here. So join those points. You join the points. So this is how it's looking. So we know it's greater, or it's less. We shade the opposite, which is the greater, or equal to. This is the opposite. So now you can show that this is y is less or equal to x, while this one is x plus y is less or equal to 160. Okay, so we can even now show that the region is right here. So we've shaded. This is how the inequalities will look like. So we go to the next question. For the next question, they are saying the profit on the sale of each Hungarian sausage is 3 kwacha and each beef is 2 kwacha. How much of each type of sausages are required to be prepared to make maximum profit? So for this one, you don't need to stress yourself. So they are saying Hungarian, look at this. They're saying Hungarian is 3 kwacha. The profit on the sale of each Hungarian sausage is 3 kwacha. So it's a 3 kwacha. This is Hungarian. While beef, it's a 2 kwacha. So you're going to say 3x plus 2y. X is Hungarian, y is beef. Is equal to, we don't know. So what we'll start doing now is to pick the coordinates. So we'll say this is what? This is 40, 10. Here it's a 40, 40. Here it's a 80, 80. And here, this is a 140, or 150 actually, 150, 10. 150, 10, yeah. So now, when we get these, we start testing. So let me copy the coordinates. There is 40, 10. There is 40, 40. There is 80, 80. There is 150. Is it 145? Yeah, 150. This is 150, guys. Here, where it passed here, it's in between. This is 150, 10. So there is 150, 10. So what we're going to do here now is to start testing the number which will give us the maximum profit. Okay? So how do you now test? For testing, you start getting these numbers. I'll start with this. Where there is x, you put a 40 plus 2. Where there is y, you put a 20, a 10. So when we punch like that, what is it that you're getting? You are, of course, getting a 140. So this is giving us a 140. Okay? You can even use a calculator if you want, it's okay. Next, 3 open bracket. Where there is x, you put a 40 plus 2, 40 here. What is it that you're getting? Okay. So here, when you punch those, you're getting a 200. This one gave us a 140. So we've got a 200 here. We now try with these. We have 3 open bracket, 80 plus 2 open bracket, 80. When we punch 3 open bracket, 80 plus 2 open bracket, 80, it's giving us a 400. We go to the last one, 3 open bracket, 150 plus 2, 10 there. So 3 open bracket, 150 plus 2 open, 10. This is giving us a 470. So 470. You can see? Now, when you look at these, which one is giving us the maximum profit? It's these, 470. So we're going to say 150 over Hungarian and 10 of beef sausages. Okay? So let's write the answer. We will indicate. Remember, all these must be on your graph paper. So we will indicate that for question C, it's supposed to be 150 Hungarian and 10 beef sausages. That's the answer. And the last question, D, they are saying calculate the maximum profit. So for the maximum profit, you just get this value here, which is the highest value. Maximum profit will be a 470 kwacha. That's it. So this is how you get to answer this exam question. Remember to use a pencil. When answering all these, you use a pencil, not a pen. Thank you and bye-bye. If you really need help, we offer online tuitions. The number you can get in touch with us on is right over here. We will guide you on how you can join our online classes. So 0974 63 20 97 or 0969 17 57 01. Thank you and bye-bye.